Good morning, colleagues. I see, and students, I see it's 10 o'clock. We will ask our program director, Mr. Nkuna, just to assume his role, and then we will move from there. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Meleru. Good morning, students. My name is Pintias Nkuna from Student Development. Colleagues, today we are here to provide you detailed information on the services that are provided by Student Development. Please, students, now I'll ask the head of Student Development, Meleru, to do the opening and welcome. Meleru, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Nkuna. Students, my name is Lizette Leroux, and I'm currently the Deputy Director acting in Student Development. With me is an amazing team of people that's passionate about students and services. Mr. Nkuna, Ms. Mongope, Mr. Monogeng, that will also answer your questions if you have in the chat. We want you to engage with us. We're excited about you enrolling at UNISA, and also that you in time to come can be part of the services, programs and exciting events that will come from student development specifically. And with that, Mr. Program Director, I'm handing over to you again. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Meleru. Students, I must say that Meleru is one of the leaders who's in touch on what is happening on the ground. She always makes sure that she understands what staff are doing in all the units within her department. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not always that we have a head of the department coming to present to students. Let me, with these few words, ladies and gentlemen, welcome our leader, Meleru, who will be presenting on the number of services that are provided by Student Development. Then while I'm uploading her slide, ladies and gentlemen, I will appreciate a visual applause for our leader who always accommodates the diverse needs of our students. Can I see applause, visual applause, ladies and gentlemen? Meleru, I'm uploading your presentation. Thank you so much, students.
Thank you so much, Mr. Nkuna. And while you're uploading, I just want to start to say that every student that decide to enroll at UNISA has very specific characteristics, and one of them is courage, because it takes courage to enroll in a university that you not full-time at, but that you also need to be very self-motivated. So there's already two characteristics that while Mr. Nkuna is uploading my slideshow, I want to say to you congratulations, and congratulations that you started and that you were successful in your applications. We often don't realize how privileged we are to just be in this platform today and the rest of the days at on the student orientation, the excellent work that all the different units in UNISA do. And I acknowledge that we can only learn to improve ourselves when our students are together and they also give us feedback, and feedback is sometimes positive, and also we learn the most when it's negative. So as we journey with you today, we want to invite you to get on the train and travel with us, and specifically student development. Mr. Nkuna, you can move to the next slide. if I can move it, I will also. Now, what is our mandate? Because I'm sure you got so many departments that's presented to you. Now, we are what we call a core co-curriculum department. We are located in student affairs. We report to the Dean of Students, and we want to make sure that there are co-curriculum activities and programs for you during your course of study, and that you will feel that we create, secondly, a nurturing environment for your well-being and success, because our motto is when you are well, not only physically, but mentally and all the other aspects that I will speak to on later, that you can be successful. And that we also make sure that the student's voice are heard in the institution. And I will speak to that later. And that you at the end will say, although it wasn't a full-time experience, you really felt a sense of belonging and you're proud to walk out with a UNISA degree. And it's only your experience that can facilitate that, and we one of the departments that hopefully can do that. Then what is the work that student development do? Now we have two aspects to our work. The one is student governance, and we must take that very serious. Sometimes myself and my colleagues see the Facebook messages and so on, and they say, we don't know a SRC, or we didn't even know we had a SRC. But we want to invite you today to take part in the processes of the first part of our work, and that's student governance. And that unit at the end ensure that you are represented throughout the organization on all the governing structures, and it's legislated. The Higher Education Act with the transformation of South Africa said that students need to be a key stakeholder, and it's your voices that ensure the quality of those students that represent you in Senate, Council, and the institutional forums, in your colleges, in all aspects of the university. And let me tell you, if you take part in some of the programs and projects of student governance, at the end it will enrich you as a student, but also as a person individually. So we are very, very, very grateful that we are destined to work within the student governance field. Our second part of our work is student social development, and here colleagues with other departments like our counseling services, which you already started interacting from Monday when I looked at the programs. We addressing issues of health and wellness, also GBV, and then co-curriculum programs. And our program director, we're very privileged. He is at the moment in the position that will make sure that we have other programs besides your formal academic program, because research has shown us that when a student is developed holistically, they do better academically, and they're more rounded also when they get their qualification. Then I'm going to hone in now on our student governance. And our student governance is represented throughout every aspect of your studies. They have structures in academic colleges. They also make sure that our SRC is inducted and that they comply with all the legislation that guides the university. But also we put a very strong focus on the woman in leadership, student leadership, because we see that we need to also specialize and make sure that our women students that enter have equitable opportunities to serve in student governance, and we're excited about the women that we meet, the quality, but also the resilience that we see in our students. Then we have our regional SRCs, and they represent all the regions in South Africa and all the UNISA regions. And then we have our national SRC, which later on today you will also get the opportunity to engage with. They represent the student voice on a national level. Then we also have policy review in that section. We do team buildings in that session. We do extensive capacity building, because one of our points of departure is you cannot just come in and now you're a leader. We need to capacitate you. Many of the characteristics, skills, and abilities comes naturally, but we can hone it, that you can really walk out here as a strong leader. And then we also do this through an online voting system. We have an election system that governs that. And we're very proud, we're the first institution that actually went on the online voting system. And the other universities is definitely learning from us and benchmarking against our election systems, because students who participate in the recent election at the end of last year, we had the highest voting percentage ever in the history of UNISA. So we see more and more students get involved. And the thing with putting your vote down is that you cannot complain and say the students don't get representation, or the representation is wrong if you're not involved. That's the only way how we can hear you when you work through the governance structures. I'm excited about the comments in the chat as well, and our team will respond to that. Then, as I said, this governance section is there to strengthen capabilities and to ensure that your voice is the best voice that can be heard in the governing structures of the university. Now, it's important, and I want you to actually download these documents that are on my UNISA. And how does student governance work? And we are guided by 3 policies: our SRC constitution, our student recognition policy, and our electoral policy, which guide the election. And I will speak more about that with my next slide. The SRC Constitution shows strong commitment to democratic principles, and it provides organizational structures of student governance to be organized and represented in the student representative council. And it also outlines how the relationships between student organizations and student structures. But as you get involved, you can actually learn more about it, and you can also decide in which type of structure do you want to be involved. Now, we have different types of structures, and it grows. We first have our student political structures, and here you're talking about your EFF student command, you're talking about SASCO, the ANC Youth League, and others. And there is a home for you. There's a home for you. If you want to get involved and you don't see yourself there, come and speak to us that we can explain the criteria or read it on the website. Then there's academic structures, which is exciting because this is structures that speaks to your academics directly. We call it college structures for students, and each college that you are studying at has a college structure. Then we also have religious structures, and there's a different type of religious structures. Go and see, look at it, and engage with our student governance practitioners that they can explain more. And then we have interest, arts and clubs and talents, and there's an array. If you have a group of students and you want to have a club registered, please come and speak to us, or a interest group, please come and speak to us that we can assist. Then I would just want to speak a bit broad on the elections. Our election system ensures that every student that is registered can vote. So we want to make sure that every single voice is on that ballot paper. And it is also a platform that you can use to promote your organization and interact with other student leaders. It's a very well governed process, and we get an external organization to declare our elections free and fair, and it's exciting. Election time is exciting time. Then in our other section, and this is student social development, we focus on 3 areas: student health and wellness, GBVF, and that stands for gender-based violence and femicide, and then co-curriculum development, where we do one of the programs that we partner with is entrepreneurial. Mr. Nkuna is working very hard to broaden that scope to other programs as well. But please, if you have interest in it, please engage with us. Our GBV focus on sensitization of what is GBV, but we also our office where you can report GBV at if it happens in the institution. So we pride ourselves that we align to the PSET framework. It's a new framework for addressing gender-based violence in higher education institutions, including universities and TVET colleges, and we must abide by all the regulations in that framework. And we one of the offices that specifically focus on students. So if you are in any way a victim of GBV, we are the office to address that. I also see that there's a question in the chat, and I will address that specifically. Program Director, you might even want to take it. We have a specifically dedicated unit called OxSuite, also in the Office of the Dean of Students, that deals with disability. As I said, our focus areas, and then when we address student health and wellness, we look at psychosocial support, physical health, mental health, gender, sexuality, and we work with a number of stakeholders. And then our flagship program, which is peer education, which will start soon, and we want to train 6,000 peer educators at UNISA this year, and you will receive a certificate from Higher Health. That is our main partner for the peer educator program, and we will make announcements by the end of March. And all the training will be done online and will be accessible, and it will be led by Higher Health, the team of psychologists and experts, and in the end you get a certificate endorsed by Higher Health South Africa. And that is open not only for students studying in humanities, it will be open for all students in all colleges, because health and wellness and mental health issues is not a college focus. It's all of us must learn about it and must also participate in programs that sensitize ourselves, but that you also empowered to sensitize others. Then When we look at wellness, we use what we call the wellness wheel. And there we focus on different areas because we say you can be healthy in one area, but all the other areas lack. And as we will start with our health festivals, and that will be regional based. We will also do one online where general students who didn't get to a region can enroll, that we address all the aspects in the wheel. So we speak about emotional, spiritual, financial, environment, social, physical, and intellectual. Then I'm going to skip that slide. When we address physical health, we look at nutrition, exercise, healthy lifestyles, and then chronic illness. And it's important that many research has shown that in the in in your years between 18 to 24, healthy lifestyles is at risk, and it's important that we understand what is the issues we can address and what is it we must avoid too. Then big issue in South Africa is our mental health, wellness, and in a country of South Africa, where we deal with an array of challenges, it's often impossible not to have mental health challenges. And we don't see it as a scandal, we see it as an issue that needs to be addressed, and students need support. And once again, we will on our ongoing engagement in our health festivals and mental health workshops and our partnership with Higher Health, we will definitely address all the aspects around that. Then we also look at gender and sexuality, LGBTQI plus services, gender-based violence service, and sexual health. Now, once again, other elements that will deal with this will be our peer educator program, which will start to be implemented by the end of March. Then our last kid on the block, and I'm almost done, program director, is our co-curriculum recognition, and we're working on a co-curriculum record that if you participate in some of these programs, then you will also receive a certificate that say that you participated, a recognition certificate. We're in the beginning stages, and hopefully by the end you finish your degree, we would have done that, because it's a good testimony to you that any work that you apply or on your CV can see, but this student is very well rounded. They didn't only succeed in the academics, but there was other aspects of development and participation as well. So I will move on this. Now, some examples of our co-curriculum programs is our leadership development, which governance, our student governance section leads with the support of training and development, our leadership, women in leadership, and I'm pleased to say that we are going to have a women in leadership program, ethical leadership, creativity and innovation, time management and conflict management, and communication skills, because often those are referred to as soft skills, but if you look back in your career or in your life, those are often the skills that we needed the most on many levels, on a personal level, on an interpersonal level, on an institutional level, and on a cultural level. Now, the policies that regulate this section, remember I referred to the student governance policies, which was your constitution, your recognition policy, and your electoral policy, is our student health and wellness policy, our proposed co-curriculum framework, and then we give input in the sexual harassment policy through a proposed GBV policy for students, because I think students have a specific need and we need to make sure. Then there are some of our contact addresses, but I also will ask the colleague in student governance just to put a contact address in, and Mr. Pentias as well, just to put their contact addresses in. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm done. And I want to say thank you very, very much to everybody that participated. And we are looking forward for you to be part of us, because we're not us when you're not there. And if you start early to start with your co-curriculum sensitization, you know what GBV is, you know your student leadership, you are participating in structures, I think you will have a good experience at UNISA, because all of this extras support you to get academic success. I want to thank you, Program Director.
Thank you so much, Meleru. As always, each time I listen to your presentation, I become a changed man. You know, I can see the visual applause from our students and the heartbeats as well, that, you know, students are really excited about this important presentation. As students, we noticed that there were questions also on the chat. Before we open your mics, then I will ask one of my colleagues from student development to just open the mic and respond to the questions on the chat. Then can I kindly ask for Memangope to respond to the questions on the chat? Memangope, over to you, please.
Thank you so much, Ntate Nkuna. I think one of the students asked that regarding the peer educators, and then I think they are very much interested in our programs. And if I've said that the information will be shared on my UNISA, and then also if there's anything or any information that they want more, they can send their email to our email address, which I've also shared it on the chat, which is studentshealth@unisa.ac.za. And then the second question was for Ntate Monageng. I will hand over to him once I'm done. And also I want to say to students, welcome, and we are excited that we will be working with you. And please utilize the service that we provide for our students, as we are here to give you the support, as it can be overwhelming to be a first year student and you don't know where to go when you need support. Student development and the Dean of Students are here to provide you with all the necessity and the support that you need when you feel overwhelmed, when you feel that you are struggling probably with your studies, so you can contact us and we can refer you for you to get the support. Thank you, Ntate Nkuna. Over to Ntate Monageng. Yes.
Thank you so much, Memangope. Let me call on Tate Monageng to come and assist to the questions. Tate Monageng, the floor is yours. Thank you.
No, thank you, Ntate Nkuna, and good morning to the students and colleagues. The question that I've noted, I think it's twofold over question, which ask about how to be part of the SRC and when are the student structures opening. The first question, as I've indicated earlier on, to be part of the SRC, you have to be voted. So you have to be part of the student structures. There are different types of student structures, namely the college structures, political structures, religious structures. So students can contest elections through those structures. Currently, our electoral policy limits us to limits the students to contest the elections through those structures. You know, we are currently working on a process of reviewing the policy to ensure that the independent candidate can also form part of contestation of the SRC. The second question, it's It's asking on when are the student structures opening or the applications, if I understood it correctly. The directive on the recognition of student structures or student organizations have been published. The process have been open since the 1st of January. It will close on the 31st of March. Students can either join the already existing student structures or they can establish their own structures. The directives give the process on what is required in order to register or make an application for to be recognized student structure. We are still on a platform if there are any questions or clarities, but let me take the opportunity to also welcome the students and encourage them to participate. You know, we normally says that if you do not participate in, especially in the SRC processes, the student organization processes, you somehow surrender your voice to those that you may not have confidence in. And we also encourage the students to participate even when there are elections or when there are activities that the SRC are inviting them to. Those are the programs that assist them greatly for their personal development and their career path development. Thank you, Ntate Nkuna.
Thank you so much, Babunaheng. Students, you heard our colleagues here shared useful information. Then it is now up to you on how to deal with the information. Then colleagues, students, if you want to raise a hand and maybe ask a question, please feel free to raise a hand so that I can open your mic. Then so that you can engage with the colleagues from student development. I can see there's a hand from Zakaria. Let me quickly allow you. Zakaria, you can unmute and ask a question. Zakaria, please go ahead.
Good morning, sir. Thank you for allowing me. My question was, as a first-year student, how do I get used to the learning process, which is not traditionally like it used to in high school?
Thank you so much, Zakaria. We'll give that question to Meleru, who's the head of student development, to respond to. Meleru, do you want to respond now, or should I take other two questions?
I think I can respond now. I think firstly I want to applaud Mr. Zakaria for the question. I think this is one of the most difficult parts, is to how to set a rhythm for your studies and how to get into it when there's no police person like a teacher, you know, checking you. So it has a lot to do with planning your processes around your submission dates, but also further than that, your reading time and scheduling time of paying attention to your studies. You need to plan for it. It is a daily walk. The student walk at UNISA is a daily walk. But further than that, I will also encourage you to make contact, and Zakaria, I don't know in which center are you based, that there are student counselors at the different student centers in the regions that give amazing, very good academic counseling and help students to get over it. But from the first, you need to plan around your submission dates, your exam dates, and then make it a daily walk of planning. If you decide 2 hours per day, or you put a Saturday aside, but you need to plan for it and you need to commit within yourself for that journey. But the most important part is that you go and speak to a student counselor, that you get relevant information, but also visit the student counseling website, and it's on my UNISA, the website. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you so much, Meleru and Zakaria. Now you have the information, you know how to deal with this. Is there any follow-up question from you, Zakaria, before I hand over to Sinovuyo? Okay, let's head over to Sinovuyo Ngakala. Sinovuyo, over to you. Sinovuyo, please unmute yourself.
Hello, sir.
Thank you. Yes, please proceed.
Sir, I have a question that I want to ask. I've been struggling with finding my Moodle URL site to log in.
Sinovuyo, are you still on the podium? Sinovuyo? It looks like we have a problem with connectivity that side. I hope Sinovuyo will come back again. Students, anyone want to ask a question? We have until 10:55 to wrap up. If there's any question that you want to ask, please feel free to raise your hand. I will open your mic so that you can ask the question. I can see now there are a few hands coming up. Let me unmute Joshua. Joshua, the floor is yours.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Joshua. You can proceed with your question. Thank you.
Okay, I just have one question. Since I've been registered now, they said that the moment you're registered, you can start with work. But since we are nearing classes and lectures starting, I just wanted to know when will the lectures start, and when will the online classes start, and when will the lectures communicate with us regarding the assessments and everything?
Thank you so much, Joshua. Let me hand back to Meleru. Meleru?
Thank you. I would, Joshua, thanks for asking the question, and it's not always easy to speak in such big groups. But it's important that you communicate this question to your academic department. And you can, I don't know what college you are in, but you can actually raise that question through your academic department, because I am sure that different academic department, different courses has different timetables related to when the online lectures will start and so on. So whatever college you are in, raise it. If you don't get hold of somebody that you can ask this question through, go directly to the dean of the college, and that information will be on my UNISA. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Meleru. Let's move to Koliswa. Koliswa, the floor is yours.
Hello, sir. I just wanted to ask, can I still go tomorrow this week to do a student card because I'm based in Germiston and I'm doing College of Law. So I'm not sure if I should go to Johannesburg campus or go to Pretoria, the main campus. And how much is the student card, or is it like for free, or does it have a fee?
Thank you so much, Xoliswa. Then I take it that you are talking about the library access card, because when you register, you get your student card as part of the material that you receive from the university. Xoliswa, please share your email address. Send us an email on the details that were provided on the chart. Give us the student number so that we can liaise with you directly, because there are matters that needs you only, that we cannot share with students on this platform. Okay, thank you. Let me move to Ayanda Mabaso. Ayanda, the floor is yours. Ayanda, please unmute. Then your mic is allowed. It looks like Ayanda has a problem. Okay. In the meantime, let's move to Keho Moheti. Keho, oh, Ayanda is back. Thank you so much, Ayanda. You can ask a question.
Thank you, sir. My question was, sir, how do you know which campus you are based exactly?
Thank you so much, Ayanda. You can choose a campus, whether you want to use the services of the nearest one or the other one. UNISA is accessible to students. We don't restrict you to use a particular facilities. Thank you. Let's move to Keho Moheti. Keho Moheti, please unmute. Okay, it looks like we have a problem. Let's move to Katleho. Katleho, please unmute and ask a question. Katleho? Okay, it looks like there's still a problem with Katleho. Let's move to Vusani Masupa. Vusani, the floor is yours.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear. Thank you.
I wanted to ask, under my modules, I have these module tabs that are written as FYE, and I'm not sure if these are compulsory units that one is supposed to do, or if it's like an optional fundamental skills thing that you should do if you feel like it. Because I see it says it's a 0 credit module kind of a thing, so I'm not sure if it's a must to do it or not.
Thank you so much, Katleho. Then whatever is provided to you on the LMS, it's important that we engage with it. And also, if you have questions, direct questions, you can refer to the relevant academic department. But then I will advise you to interact with the material that is provided to you. Thank you. Let's move to Butilo. Butilo, the floor is yours.
Morning,
Butilo.
sir.
Thank you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, morning, you can proceed.
Okay, I wanted to ask, where are the student development centers based in, or rather, which building is it at in the, what's this, the Pretoria campus in Sunnyside? Where can you access them?
Thank you so much. Let me hand over to Memangope, then to advise in that regard. Memangope.
Thank you, sir. You can, Botselo, you can, I think, yeah, it's Botselo, ne?
Yes.
You can send us an email and then I can communicate with you. Do you want me to share the email address with you again, or can I put it on the chat?
You can put it on the chat, ma'am.
Well, all right, I will do that now.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thanks.
Thank you so much, Memangope. Let's move to Lindelwa Amarachi. The floor is yours, Lindelwa.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
I would like to ask because on Friday I got a call from the delivery guys to deliver my study material. So if I don't get it like this week, is it allowed for me to go to the nearest campus and fetch it?
Thank you so much, Lindelwa. Let me take you back to Meleru. Meleru.
Thank you, Program Director. Students, I want you to encourage you. The academic-related questions as well as the administrative-related questions, we note it, but because we're not responsible for it, we cannot give you a precise, accurate information. So it's important that you direct that question to the study material section, which they actually handle it. I think they also on the program later on today. So if it's study material related, that will be directed to that department. We can only say we must refer you to that department because we're not responsible. We are only responsible for the issues of student governance and student social development, but we hear you. I just wanted to say that.
Thank you so much, Meleru. Let's move to Mpho. Mpho, the floor is yours. Okay, Mpho, please unmute and ask a question. It looks like Mpho is struggling. Let's move to Marcia. Marcia, please unmute and proceed.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Marcia. Please proceed.
Sir, I had changed my UNISA and I got everything and everything was moving smoothly. But now for some reason, I can't access my modules and emails anymore. I don't know what is going on because I was busy doing this FYI module. But now for some reason, I'm stuck. Like it just doesn't want to go through. I can't receive any emails. I can't go through my modules. I can't go through my admin. Nothing. So I don't know what to do from this stage on.
Thank you, Marcia. Please send an email to my lifehelp@unisa.ac.za and my UNISA help@unisa.ac.za. The colleagues will assist you. Thank you. Let's move to
Chair, I just saw Mr. Rashidi also raised his hand.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Meleru. And Dr. Rashidi, please go ahead. I didn't see your hand.
Thank you, colleagues. I wanted to just assist with some of the inquiries, but also to help direct students to different places. Of course, I did indicate in the other sessions that those students who missed the orientation sessions that have already taken place, that will send them an email with all that they need to know based on what was presented there. But I think what is very key for students is to take heed of the previous presentation that started at 9 to 10. They've given us 5 specific email addresses that students can send the inquiries to on different matters. It is the institution's call center, so you can call, you can use the chatbot, you can email, and so on. So I'm going to post all of that in the chat of this particular session. But I also want to just quickly say that students who have registered and have claimed their MyUNISA should be able to download their study materials while they are waiting for delivery of the study material. Of course, when you registered students, you chose what delivery mode you wanted. Others chose to collect the study material at the regional center. Others chose that their study material be delivered at their residence. But in either situation, the very same study material is available under official study material on MyUNISA. So you need to claim your MyUNISA logins and be able to access your study material. Of course, the FYE courses are free for anyone to do. As colleagues indicated, it's not compulsory, but you are encouraged to do them because it equips you. Those courses equip you with what you need to know in order to succeed at UNISA as a first year student. And then the other question about campuses, if you registered and said that you were based in Joburg and now you have moved to Pretoria, it does not matter. No one is even going to ask you which campus do you belong to. You can access any of these sessions, rather any campus, and make use of the facilities that are there, dear students. So I just thought let me do that just to address some of the burning issues, including the issue of laptops. If students have done the MOOC in the application phase, they would have seen that we are asking students to have their own devices that they can use. If they do not have, they can go to their nearest regional center where there are computer labs that they can be able to use those computers there if they do not have devices of their own. The only thing that the university provides to students is data on a monthly basis. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you so much, Mr. Rashidi. I know always when you respond to questions, you assist and empower our students. Then let me move to Tasmin. Tasmin, you can open your mic and ask a question.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Tasmin, proceed.
Sir, I wanted to ask, I remember in last week's session, you guys said that we should.
Tasmin,
yes.
We can hardly hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now.
I remember in last week's session, you guys said that we should complete this, I think it's a MOOC FYE 101 by the 26th of Feb. So I just wanted to like confirm if it's the right thing that I'm speaking about, or what was it that we need to complete by the 26th of Feb.
Thank you, Tasmin. Let me take you back to Dr. Rashidi. Dr. Rashidi, please come in.
Yes, so the FYE 1500 as well as the FYE 1600, the suggested completion date of those two courses is the 26th of February. I can confirm that. And those are the same ones that I'm talking about, that they are zero credit bearing, but they're important for you. For example, the FYE 1600, it's an assessment of your academic literacy skills. Because at UNISA or in higher education, we are expecting students to be able to read and for meaning and understanding, and we also expect students academic reading and writing skills to be at a certain level. And so, if you do that course, and you fall short, because it will give you a mark after the assessment, you'll then be able to see how far short you have fallen, and there are suggestions in terms of what to do thereafter, so that you can get additional help, because the skills that those courses are testing or are trying to provide to you are important, so that when you have written assignments, that you can be able to do them a lot easier. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rashidi. Let's move to Bali Sambo. Please unmute and ask a question, Bali.
Hi, sir, can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear. Thank you. You may proceed.
Okay. Sir, can I ask if the amount that is written at the end of the financial statement that I received after being registered for my studies, that is written due by you, do I have to pay that amount, or NSFAS will pay that amount?
Thank you so much. Then, as Meleru mentioned earlier, please send an email to the relevant department, which is student funding. They'll be able to assist you regarding NSFAS funding issues. Students, we are left with about a minute. I will take, I can see we have about 3 hands. Let me check these 3 hands. Please be short and concise. Yes, let's go to Mpho. Mpho, please go ahead. Okay, it looks like Mpho is struggling. Let's move to Naledi.
Can you hear me?
Yes, thank you. I can hear you. Please proceed.
I wanted to ask if does UNISA have venue-based exams or is it online exams?
Thank you so much, Mpho. It's advisable that you contact exams department because each and every qualification has different assessment mode. Thank you. The last question will be from will allow Nhluvuko. Yes, Nhluvuko, please go ahead. Nhluvuko? Nhluvuko Sithole? Okay, it looks like we have a problem. Then colleagues, let me, because Nhluvuko is unable to ask the question, let me give her his or her slot to Olwethu Thokozile Hadebe. Thokozile, it's over to you.
Thank you, sir. I'd like to ask regarding the teaching practice placement issues. I'd like to ask if after actually placing or uploading rather, can you start your practicals immediately or you need to wait for confirmation? And how long does the confirmation take? Or do I provide that question to the relevant departments? Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's important that you contact the relevant department. Students, thank you so much for taking time on your busy schedule to spend an hour with us. Then, as you heard from our presenter, Meleru, and the colleagues who assisted with responses. Colleagues, we wish you well in your studies, and I must emphasize that we assure you that will continue to support you. Then, students, we consider this session closed. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye, students and colleagues.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.